Hello and welcome to HMS TechTalks. Today we're going to have a closer look at one of our own products and one of our own processes and have a look at how a gateway is born. And to talk about that, we have Fredrik Brynolf, Product Manager for Anybus Gateways. A good guest, I guess, if you're going to talk about gateways.
I hope so. Thank you, Thomas.
Welcome back in the HMS Technology chair. So, gateways solve problems on factory floors all over the world. Communication between different devices, different PLC systems. But how is it actually born? How is the concept conceived in the first place? How does a product project start?
Well, before I answer that, let's take a step back. You know, today we're surrounded by products. They're everywhere. They're in our homes and they're in our offices. And they enhance our lives. But going back just a few hundred years, there were no mass-produced products. You know, and today, if you look at your desk, can you even find a product that's not mass-produced?
Probably not.
So mass production is the norm today, and there are good reasons behind it. One catch is that mass production requires mass demand, and that's where my role as a product manager comes in.
Right. So how do you find out what's actually needed on the market when you start developing a new product?
Well, I use the tools I have in my product management toolbox. It involves a lot of talking to customers, talking to users, talking to partners, sales, marketing, support, and of course working with our development teams to really understand what they require. And initially I will do a product discovery process. So I'll put forward a number of hypotheses that I try to confirm or dismiss. And I do this by interacting with the different stakeholders, working with industry experts, looking at market reports, and doing general research. And then I try to understand the need across the different market segments. So for example, during the product discovery process for a new generation of gateways, I was in Germany, China, Japan, and the US to really understand the underlying need.
Right. That's quite a lot of input, both from the HMS organization and from the market. How do you distill down what's actually needed?
Yeah, that's also the trouble. You know, you have to go beyond what people say.
Right.
You have to understand what they will actually do and what they will actually need. And one example is the usability testing we do. So we do a mock-up product and we put actual users in front of that product and we observe how they use it. And then you get really crisp feedback because it's very tangible for the user. The next hurdle is to understand how that aligns with our strategy and our technology. And here, me and the different product owners work closely with the development teams to understand what we can do with the technology we have and the effort involved. And then in the end, you get down to the business case.
Right.
So you try to take in the market, try to put everything into numbers using assumptions, and then weigh the potential opportunity with the efforts.
Right, yeah. Finding the low-hanging fruits that gives the most bang for the buck, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah. Scientific indeed. Interesting. Okay, so let's say that you've gone through this process and you have a green light for producing a new gateway. How do you go about starting the process?
Yeah, first of all, you have to get everyone aligned across the vision. What we're building and why. And then it's a highly iterative process where I work closely with the product owners and the different teams involved. And we gather feedback along the way, reflect and adapt.
Right, so like an agile development process.
Yeah, it's definitely an agile development process. You have to really think big, but build small. Mm-hmm. To be able to gather feedback along the way and not have a big bang release in 2 years, but continuously deliver value and continuously gather feedback.
Right, so small iterations towards the end goal.
Exactly.
When it comes to development, gateways are very advanced products. How much is hardware and how much is software development?
Yeah, with the new generation of gateways, it's definitely shifted towards software. So we've gone for a single card design, with one MP40 network processor running 2 stacks. So a ballpark figure, I would say 20% is hardware development, 80% is software development nowadays.
Okay, so that much software indeed, so advanced products indeed. So HMS has very high quality demands. I think we have a quality goal of 200 ppms, which is almost nothing can go wrong. How do you keep up with the quality demands? How do you make sure that these products always keep communicating?
Yeah, to achieve that, we have invested heavily in test automation. And what that means is that when we're adding a new feature, we're automatically testing all the other features that are already available to make sure they don't break. And as this is done automatically, we can spot any issue early on and fix it early on.
Right. So quality set and the product is ready to be developed. How do you actually start developing, producing, I should say? We've all heard about production hell. How do you go into production?
I mean, first of all, a product is never finished.
Right.
Me as a product manager, I try to understand all the feedback we get on the product, how much honing should we do, and how much effort should we instead direct towards adding a new product to our portfolio? How much customer value is it in each box?
Right.
And then getting back to your question, well, it's always difficult to get the first product out. Fortunately, we have the production engineering teams and the development teams located at the same site here in Halmstad. So any issue is usually resolved pretty quickly.
Right. And we actually have the production facility right below us here in Halmstad. So should we go down and have a look at what it looks like?
Let's go down.
Right. All right, Fredrik, so we're at the HMS production facility here in Halmstad. What is it that we're seeing here?
Yeah, this is the facility where we produce cards for gateways, and we also have assembly, we also have testing, and then we're shipping the products to customers around the world.
Right. For you as a product manager, what does it mean to have the production so close by to the development?
You know, it's really great. You can walk in on the first floor, you can go and meet the hardware team, they can go up and meet the user interface team, the firmware development team, say hello to the project managers, continue, meet the supply and sourcing team to get all the components in, talk to the production engineering teams, and then finally you end up here where the product is actually put together and assembled.
Right, I guess this close collaboration really helps the agile production process since everything is so close.
Yeah, that really gets the feedback loops going. So it's a great journey, and it's great to be so close to where the product is actually put together.
Right. Interesting to see indeed. Fredrik, thanks very much for talking to us about how a gateway is born.
Thank you, Thomas.
If you want to know more about Anybus Gateways, visit our website anybus.com or our corporate website hmsnetworks.com. Thanks very much for watching.